Alrighty, hey guys, it's Mitch. Today I'm going to teach you 10 reasons why you can't 180. Real quick before the video begins, guys, I just want to say if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. A lot of people watch and they don't subscribe and it hurts. Yeah, I mean it helps me out a lot if you subscribe and comment down below, give it a thumbs up, hit the notification bell because a lot of people don't even know about the notification bell, and so if you hit that little bell next to the subscribe button, it'll send you a notification when I upload, so that way you'll never miss a video. And if you're one of the first to comment, I'll put you in the description or the end of subscribe, guys. Share this video and hit the notification bell, and that'll keep the videos coming. Number 1, you're not turning your head. Now, this is it's like a preset to any spinning trick in BMX. Turn your head, look the way you want to go. When I was starting out, I would never turn my head. I would try and 180, but I'd keep my head looking straight. I'll just do a little demonstration to show you what it looks like. Alright, so I actually got the 180 around, which was surprising, but it just looked all weird and like bowed out. A lot of spinning and flipping in BMX is body positioning. Looking the way you want to spin, you will probably most likely get the spin around. So what I recommend is to film yourself, like get your phone out, put it up, see if you're turning your head, and if you're not, practice turning your head and it should look something like this. Yeah, as you can see, I'm sort of, before my back wheel's even off the ground, I've already turned around and looked at my landing. So yeah, on to reason number 2. Reason number 2, you're too stiff. You need to loosen up. It sort of comes second hand after the turning the head. If you're very rigid on your bike, it's just going to look very forced. So I'll just give you a demonstration of what I mean by rigid. Oftentimes if you're rigid and not loose on your bike, it's going to lead to some strange movements and bike rotations and stuff like that. So I recommend if your 180s look like that, very body orientated, you know, like twisting around to get the bike around. Practice loosening up, you like pumping down before you go, and then going smoothly rather than just making it like a one of these ones. Make it more like a fluid movement, because that'll I'm already out of breath. That'll loosen you up around the bike, and then, you know, 180s will come cleaner and cleaner. And I'll just show you what I mean by like a smooth 180. Yeah. Alright, reason 3, you're not carving. Now, any flat trick or even going off a ramp, carving is essential to spinning. Carving is essentially where you turn into the spin before you even like bunny hop. I'll give you a demonstration of a carved 180. So, I might be able to put it in slow-mo there, but I turned into it before I started spinning, and I only really needed to turn like 100 degrees rather than 180, and I still went to fakie. Carving is one of the things that you got to get used to. You don't want to go too fast to where you catch an edge and fall over the front, or you don't want to go too slow, I guess, and the carve is just equaled out to nothing. I'll give you an example of what 180 looks like when you're not carving. Obviously, the more comfortable you get with 180s and stuff, carving becomes less and less necessary. But as you can see there, it can result in under rotation, which the bike then falls away from you, have to put a foot down. So yeah, I recommend maybe try and practicing carving about the first 45 degrees of the 180, then carve into it at like a bit of an angle, what feels right, and then lift up, do the 180. So yeah, obviously this video is not in-depth tutorial on a 180, it's just different reasons. So yeah. Number 4, I don't exactly know what to call it. You've got to keep the bike under you so that when you land, your balance or equilibrium, bit of science for you, you know, 100% perfect where it needs to be. So I'll show you what it looks like when you don't keep the bike under you. So yeah, you can see that when I take off, the bike's at a really gnarly angle because I'm not keeping it under me, and that results in me having to take a foot off to keep my balance. So a pretty easy way to fix this is to, as you do the 180, suck the bike under you. Focus on keeping it under your legs. Don't worry about trying to get the spin. A lot of the time if you worry about the spin too much, that's when you'll get the unbalanced bike. So try and focus on keeping the bike under you, and suck it up, and this is what it should look like. Alright, reason number 5, you're not bunny hopping in the correct sort of motion. There's 2 sort of ways people bunny hop. Obviously you can't get as much height with that because you can't use your arms and then your legs, you have to use them both at the same time. If you're J-hopping to do a 180, you're going to have to carve hardcore to get it around and do that weird sort of scorpion move to whip the back end around. I'll show you what I mean by that. So you can see that it works, but I'm so close to the ground the whole way, and it's such a quick rotation. And it would not work if you wanted to add like a bar spin to that or off any sort of thing. Oh, hold on, there's a car coming, dang it. It really helps to have the 2-stage bunny hop. I think that's the key to an essential 180, and so this is what it looks like in comparison. Alright, reason number 6 is you might not be hopping high enough. People have the 2-stage bunny hop, but they're just not jumping high enough. So focus on the height and not so much the spin, because the higher you get, the slower you have to spin. When you try to spin, you put a lot of force into what you're doing, so it throws everything off balance. So if you focus on your height, you only have to spin half as much. I'll show you a really low 180. So it pretty much looks the same as the J-hop method, but you can see that I am bunny hopping. Alright guys, so reason number 7. If you're landing very tail heavy, if you can struggle to get your back wheel off the ground. So I'll just show you what that looks like very quickly. So yeah, this one boils down to the equilibrium again, you know, the balance of your bike. What you want to do is, as you start to 180, lean more over your front end, try and look down at your front tyre, keep that center of balance forward. Obviously don't do it too much, that'll be the next step though. And be careful, because when I was first starting 180s, I dragged my rear tyre once, fell over and actually broke my wrist. So it was pretty embarrassing really, just trying to learn a 180 broken wrist. But yeah, so just focus on weight over the forward and even try and suck up the back end. Alright guys, number 7, your nose casing. Before anything, I'll just give you a gaze. Now, this one's pretty similar to step number 6 on the whole rear casing. You just want to like lean back a bit more as you take off, kind of sit in it like you would a manual, and suck the bike up under you again so that it's not getting away from you. But it's going to be very rare for you to actually bail on a 180. You might just nosedive it and still be fine. This is something that you're struggling with. Definitely pull back more like you're doing a manual as you take off. But yeah, I guess I'll show you another 180 again. So you can see how I'm really sitting back, and that keeps my weight back so that I don't land forward. Alright guys, sorry if I had the camera settings wrong. I just realised that I had it on a different setting, so there shouldn't be much more motion below now. But reason number 8, no, 9. I don't know. I think we're up to number 8. I'll just go as if we're up to number 8. This one's a bit of counterintuitive, putting it so far into the video, but you're trying to do it with the wrong foot forward. I'm goofy foot, so I spin towards my front foot, but it's whatever feels more comfortable for you. That's how you decide whether you're goofy or regular. But yeah, if you can't do it with one foot forward, try the other one. Alright, reason number 9. So, you know, maybe you're not getting the rotation, you're not getting it enough. So, and you've tried everything, you've tried turning, you've tried carving, you've tried going faster, slower, you've tried everything. Like, there's no real tip that I can give you to help you get that 180 around, other than just keep practicing. Because at that point, if you've got the motion all dialed in, if you've got the, you know, the carve, the look over the shoulder, looking at the back wheel, sucking the bike under, if you're getting the rotation around, if you're not getting the rotation around, but you're doing all the other steps correct, then it just takes time, because obviously you can't run, you have to walk before you can run. You got to build up that strength and that muscle memory on how to 180 like correctly. That side guard at the front, keep practicing every day. You'll get closer and closer each time. Don't get frustrated though. I used to get very frustrated when I couldn't land things. And I'd realize that I'd go out the next day and just like that, I've landed it. And like, yeah, I think persistence is key. If you're just struggling with what you're doing wrong and you filmed yourself and everything, just keep practicing. At that point, it's kind of just you find your own rhythm and how you ride and how you, your body controls the bike. Step number 9, persistence. Now I've got to think of number 10, last resort. If you're trying it flat, maybe try it fly out, and if you're trying it fly out, maybe try it flat. 180 is pretty much the first spin trick that any BMXer will learn. So obviously your body is not used to the feeling of spinning in the air while holding onto a bike. So if you're trying it flat, it might be better to go and try it fly out. Like go find a bank or a mellow quarter pipe and just practice the same thing. Obviously you don't want to pull as hard, otherwise you'll go flying into the sky. Yeah, just switch it around. Try and do it fly out, and then if you can land it fly out but not flat, you'll start to get a feel for the rotation, and more often than not, the next time you go try and flat, you'll get it just like that. So yeah guys, woo! She's a bit muggy out here today. Not sure if that was 10 or 11 tips, but yeah, they're just sort of main reasons why people can't 180. Hopefully this helped you. If it did, drop a like, subscribe, comment down below if you want me to do any other reasons why you can't, blah blah blah. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is the first sort of big bike video back, I guess. Felt good to be back on the bike, so I'll be going to Ramp Attack soon, doing some big things, and yeah, stay tuned.